Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jag, and in today's class we are going to cover Science 9. This is a very important topic on the Ohm's law, alright? It is covered in the electricity unit in grade 9 science. So let's get started. So first off, what we're going to do is draw out this triangle, and that way you don't have to memorize all of these different formulas, okay? So I'm going to draw the triangle right here. Okay, and then we're going to define each of these variables as well, okay? So on the top of the triangle, you are going to put V. Okay, V stands for the voltage, okay, within this circuit. I stands for the current in the circuit, and R is basically the resistance, okay? And so what we're going to do is write out the formulas. So if I'm looking for the voltage, okay, I'm just going to multiply both of these variables together. So I'm going to do I times R, okay? And so let's box our answer here, or a formula. If I'm looking for I, again, this is the current, I'm going to do V divided by R, okay? And does everyone see that? So you can put like a division sign right there to help you remember, okay? And lastly, if I am looking for the resistance, okay, the resistance is going to be V divided by I, okay? So just like this. Does everyone see that? Okay, so now you notice that if you just draw out the triangle, I don't actually have to memorize any of these formulas. And this is really important because there are a lot of formulas covered within the electricity units, and it's best if I just memorize all of these triangles and I don't need to memorize all the formulas, okay? And again, most teachers will not give you the formula sheet at the grade 9 level. Okay, so basically the voltage here is going to be measured in volts. Okay, so let's put voltage. I'm just going to put volts. Okay, so just a V there. Okay, and the current is basically, the current is the I value. Okay, and it's measured in amperes. So I'm going to put capital A. All right, and lastly, it's going to be R is the resistance. Okay, and the resistance is measured in ohms. All right, so it just looks like this. So just like that. Okay, sometimes on a test or a quiz, this can be multiple choice questions, okay, especially like the units for each of these components. The question might just say, what are the units for resistance? Okay, and it'll be a multiple choice question, so I should know that the answer is ohms, all right? So what we're gonna do is try some of the examples from the textbook. All right, I'm going to take this off. All right, and I'm going to read out the question. And again, we'll just write down what is given, and then we will solve the answer together, okay? So let me put example here. All right, so let's get started. A technician is checking the circuits on a vehicle. The technician measures the current entering a component as being 0.47 amps. Okay, so I'm going to put, let's put the G first, okay? This is the grass method. So the G stands for given, okay? Whatever is given in the question, that's what I should be writing down first, okay? So the current is 0.47 amps, all right? The potential difference across the components is 12 volts. So this is the V value, is 12, okay? And what is the resistance, all right? So the R value here in the grass method is basically what is required in the question. Like, what am I solving for? Okay, so here I can see that I am solving for the resistance. So I'm going to put R equals question mark. Okay, the A in the grass method stands for the analysis. And in the analysis part, just write down the equation that you're going to use. So if I'm looking for the resistance, I'm doing V divided by I. Okay, and that's all you're writing for the analysis section. For the S, okay, is going to be the actual solution. So I'm going to do R equals the voltage, so 12 divided by 0.47, okay? So you notice I'm not writing any of the units, and I don't need to do that when I'm actually subbing it into the equation, okay? So we're going to do 12 divided by 0.47. We're getting 25.53, okay? And we're actually going to round that to 26. So 26 ohms, okay? So just like that. And again, I said it was the GRASP method. I like to use GRASP instead of GRASP. The last S should actually be the statement. And again, it's like a concluding sentence. And you should do that for basically all the questions that you are solving for. Okay? So I could put therefore the resistance, because I'm solving for the resistance, right? So we could put the resistance of the component. Okay, so the resistance of the component is 26 ohms. Okay, when you write the statement, you should make sure everything is in words, okay, as you write it out. And that way you have the final answer there. It's always good to use the GRASP method. Most teachers do want you using this method, and they can see basically all your work, okay, as you're writing it going down. All right. And so that's the final answer. Okay, so that looks good. Let's try actually one more question as an example. Okay, and this time we're going to solve for another variable here. And this one we were solving for the resistance. Okay, so I'm going to take off. So I'm going to keep the GRASP method here. Okay, so everyone can see it. And just take out all of the values that were given in the question. Okay. And you should actually be doing the GRASP method going down on your paper, okay? So I'm going to read out this question for the example. So an electric toy has a resistance of 120 ohms. So this is the resistance. Okay, when you're making, again, the symbol for ohms, it's just kind of like a loop structure, okay? And it requires a current of 0.050 amps. So this is the current. All right, to work properly. How many 1.5 volt cells does the toy require? Okay, what I'm looking for here is actually the voltage. Don't let the question trick you. Okay, the analysis, I'm going to write my formula. So V equals I times R. Okay, again, if you don't remember the formulas, make sure you are memorizing the triangle. Okay, and that way you don't make any mistakes in the formulas. All right. And in the solution, okay, we're looking for the voltage, so I'm going to write down my values. So the I, okay, so put the I first, so 0.050 times 120, okay? And you're just going to put that in your calculator. We are getting 6 volts. So remember, this is not the final answer, okay? It says how many 1.5 cells does the toy require? Okay, so we're going to do one more step here, okay? I'm going to take my 6 volts and divide it by my 1.5 volt batteries. Okay, so we're going to do 6 divided by 1.5, and I'm getting 4 cells. Okay, and the reason I actually put in the units for volts here is because I can see that it just cancels out. Okay, and this is going to give me basically the number of cells, okay, that are here in this battery. Okay, and the last component here is basically the final statement or the concluding sentence. So I could put therefore, okay, I'm going to put the toy requires 4 cells. All right, so I can see basically this is kind of an application question. Okay, and it does apply to like your real life. Okay, so maybe your kids or your nieces and nephews are trying to play with this toy. And I can see basically how many batteries I require for the toy, especially if it's like a really big toy. Okay, it might require 4 cells and 4 batteries that you need to put inside. All right, so that looks good. Okay, and if there are no questions, that brings this video to an end. What we covered was grade 9 science, and we went through this really important topic of Ohm's law. So again, make sure you are memorizing the triangle so you know all of the formulas, and you can very easily apply them no matter what kind of question the teacher is throwing out at you. Okay, all right, so thank you for watching, and if you did like the content, please make sure you are subscribing to the channel and click on the like button below. It makes a really big difference, and I will see everyone next time. Thanks, bye.